So to actually start building this subwoofer, let's go File, New, and create a new blank assembly. We'll cancel the default Begin Assembly dialog. Head up to Insert Components, and we're going to insert a new part. We'll hit Escape just to drop that default placing action. And then we want to rename this. Let's rename it. Rename part Master Model. Yep, we're going to be using a master model, and it's going to be awesome. So get yourself ready for the rock awesomeness. Next, we need to save this. So let's say File, Save As. And I'm going to save this as my Mag Dan M8. We'll just save that. And it asks us if we want to save this virtual component to an external file. And I do. So I'm just going to go ahead and save it externally. Hit OK. And you'll see in our folder we've created our M8 assembly, but also that master model has been saved out as well. All right, next step is to drop in our subwoofer. Now, I downloaded this from GrabCAD, right? So inside that folder, there was a bunch of stuff. There was a SolidWorks folder in there probably, and inside of it were a bunch of parts. I want you to find the assembly called 8-inch sub solid assembly. Okay, and we'll just drop that into our SolidWorks assembly any old place. Doesn't matter, just dropping it in. I'll go to perspective view here, and I just want to get a dimension really quickly. So if you're not used to measuring dimensions in SolidWorks, head up to Tools and down to Measure. It's a really nice tool. There's a lot that you can do with it. And all I want to know is the outer diameter, or the OD of this thing. And there it is. So the diameter is 211 millimeters, which is just what I needed to know. Hit Escape to drop that tool. And let's open up our master model and add our sketch image. Okay, so to add that, let's go to the right plane and create a sketch. And in that sketch, we're going to add what's called a sketch picture. Now, I've added the sketch picture button to my toolbar. If you want to find it, it's in Tools, Sketch Tools, and then it's way at the bottom, way down lower than you can see on my screen. But anyway, to get to this more easily, what I like to do is say Tools, Customize, and in Commands, you can come down to Sketch Commands, and there she is right there, Sketch Picture. You just drag it right out into your toolbar, and there she will be ready to use. I'll grab a sketch picture. And here's the default PNG file that I will include with this tutorial. We open that up, and it looks kind of weird, right? There's just like black and gray and white and stuff. Over here in the sketch picture dialog, before we hit OK, change the transparency setting to From File. Then it'll use the transparency from the PNG image, and it looks really nice and sweet. But let's make it look even better. Right now, it looks nice, but it's too distracting for me. I find I can't really make use of this. So instead of that, let's just select this guy and delete it. I'll do a new sketch picture and choose instead this faded one that I'm also going to include. Again, set the transparency from File, and now you're going to have a really nice, clean, light image to work with. And hit OK. Now, we needed that dimension, right? Let's draw a line here, because what I need to know is how big this needs to be in order for this line to be about the width of our subwoofer, right? So let's just draw that line and set a dimension on it to 211 millimeters. Oh my gosh, it's so close. It's already pretty much the right size. That is luck, my friends. I'm telling you, that's total luck. I did not plan that. All right. So I think that's about the right size already. We don't need to change it much. So I'll just delete that scaling line that I created. I'll edit this by double-clicking it. I'm going to drag it so that you just need to choose a place that makes sense for you relative to the origin, right? So I'm going to put this kind of pivot point on the stand as the origin point of our document. I'll just put it right there. Hit OK. And exit my sketch. And now we have a sketch picture to work with, just to give us a sense of context as we're building in our assembly. Close this document, save it. We'll go back to our assembly. We can go to the right view, and now we're ready to start putting things into place.